wished I had somebody. That inward profession of faith that holds you to the rock of your salvation, it ought to show up on the outside as a passionate expression of praise. And let's not hold you unnecessarily too long. I know what time the Cowboys are playing. They playing this afternoon. I guess everybody decided they get their tailgate stuff ready for this afternoon. So unless I hold you unnecessarily too long, 2 or 3 things I want to share with you from this 100 number of Psalm, and we're going to be on our way. Is that all right? Now, I need to give you a disclaimer this morning. But there are some things in this text, not in this preaching, but in the text, that will give you a reason to shout. If your shoes are too tight, go ahead and slip them off. The folk ought to be looking forward. They ought not be looking down at your feet. So go ahead. If your shoes is too tight, your belt is too tight, unloose it just a little bit so you can get your shout on. Our first point is we need to recognize who God is. The psalmist, preachers, begins Psalm 100 with a call to praise. He emphatically suggests and encourages the people of God to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. As David, the shepherd boy king, did in Psalms 34. And Minister Ross, thank you for reading that. But in Psalms 34, this unknown writer of our text says to us as believers, it comes a time in the life of every believer that they should break out in a praise. For he said, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. If God has saved you, can I preach right there? If God has saved you and made you whole, you ought to break your silence and give God a praise. If God woke you up this morning, started you on your way, you ought to break your silence and give God a praise. If God has healed your body, break your silence this morning and give God a praise. If God has held your family together, you ought to break your silence and give God a praise. If God has blessed your finances, you remember when you were broke, busted, and disgusted? If God has blessed you with a little change in your pocket, you ought to break your silence and give God a praise.